We got blue nemesis as well. It's dark out. It's getting too hot to be working in the daytime. Moving the carburetor and putting the spacer on there. So I figured I'd do a quick little video about said spacer. Quick little video about spacers. The reason why I'm adding this spacer is two reasons. One reason, I switched my blow-through carburetor and put a regular 750 on, took the 850 off. Until I put the twin turbos on, I put the 750 Holley double pumper with electric choke on and a mechanical fuel pump. I still got the same setup for the electrical fuel pump in the trunk, but it just runs easier with the mechanical, with the 750 and that electric choke. Once it's full-blown racing, 850 blow-through carburetor, let's go. But we need the turbos for that blow-through carburetor because of the angular boosters, and the way it works, it pulls in a lot of fuel off the air. If there's not a lot of air signal, you can have two problems. You can still get a lot of fuel dumping in because it's designed to actually dump more fuel with the air signal than no fuel. So even with a good vacuum source, you're going to dump more fuel and run richer with a blow-through carburetor running it naturally aspirated. Besides that, with that carburetor and that actual intake manifold, there's a slight little clearance issue with the secondaries linkage on the carburetor. So what I'm going to do is, it's already dark, but it's dark, so this linkage, let me see, let me set this back up. Shooting a video in the dark, can't really see it, but either way, the linkage actually makes contact, not on this side, but on the opposite side. It makes contact over here. It's too dark for you to see. When you go to open the throttle, it's making contact. So that spacer will alleviate that problem without me having to actually trim the intake manifold just to make it clear. So with that spacer, I'll be able to eliminate that problem. Plus, it's going to give me a bonus. The bonus is going to be with my setup, my 454, with my big aluminum racing heads that are meant for a lot of air. They're 320cc heads. My heads on this low compression motor, well, low for a big block, my low compression motor is still putting out a ton of torque down low. So usually when you do a spacer, the main gain you're going to get is top end. It's not going to be that much low torque. Or you could do a spacer, not like an open design as this one. You don't have to do an open spacer. Open spacer is going to give you some more high end. This is only 1 inch. But an open spacer is going to give you a little bit more high end. If you was to do a spacer to match your carburetor bores all the way down, like an extension, that will give you some low end, while it'll keep the low end while raising it up, because it's changing the velocity of the fuel and the air mixture as it goes into. So just that little bitty drop. So if I were to keep that, if I was to do it for big game, you would do, and plus you got to do tuning with it as well. It's not like just you put the spacer on, but let's say put the spacer on, start with like 1 inch, and you could go up to like 2 inches, and you can tune it. And with my setup, that 750 double pumper is going to come off. The 850 is going to go on. The turbos are going to be on with the 850. It's going to be tuned best to that carburetor. Then eventually, we're going to get rid of the 850, even though I would love to just keep the carburetor because of the simplicity to it. But we'll get rid of that And what we'll end up doing is going to a EFI system, because it's easy to control and easy to tune and easy to manage. But we're going to get a pretty big EFI system that's going to go on to it with the turbos when I get to the point of actually adding nitrous to the turbo system. So once it gets more complex, and I got to have the extra fuel for the blower, the turbo, that's easy off the blow through carburetor. Then the extra fuel that I'm gonna have shot in with the nitrous, it could be easy as well, because I got a plate that I can just put in and I can arrange it all right. But with an EFI system, I'll be able to control and watch all those numbers. And just being able to watch all the numbers and monitor everything, it pretty much makes it worth it. And then the extra tunability, where I don't have to actually get out of the car and go mess with it, it makes it even 10 times better. So once we get to that point, we're at the stage where we have it set at our horsepower is dialed in, and we want to add some nitrous to it, but we want to be able to control everything and watch how it's happening, and a frame by frame, you need to go EFI. I love the carburetors. I love Holley. Love the blow-through setup for the turbos, but when it comes to easy tuning, we got to go EFI. I know the guys say it's easy to do it. The guys who are old school, they say, no, just drive the car, get out, change the jets, check the pump, check the squirters out, check the accelerator, change the, the cam, all that stuff is not complicated, but it's not easy as pushing a button and playing on the computer. You can't beat that. Like, subscribe, comment.